In this video, we're going to look at cold fronts and warm fronts. The first front we're going to look at is called a cold front. Now, first of all, the word front just means the boundary between two different air masses. And when I say different, I mean either one is cold and one is warm, or one is dry and one is humid, or both. The most different would be cold and dry running into warm and humid. But there's something different about the air, and so there's a boundary between them, and that boundary is called a front. So let's look at the cold front. Notice cold air is moving in and pushing out warm air. And I'm just going to play this a few times so you can observe what's happening. Notice since the cold air is more dense, it stays near the ground, while the warm air gets pushed up and over. And in this case, the warm air actually rises straight up. It rises fairly vertically. And when air rises straight up, we tend to get cumulus and cumulonimbus clouds. And on your other notes, you can look up what kind of weather that brings. All right, let's compare this to a warm front. In a warm front, again, we have a boundary, but this time warmer air is moving in. And since warmer air is less dense, as it pushes against the colder air, it is forced upward since it is less dense than the cold air. But notice this time, the warm air doesn't go vertically upward, it sort of gets pushed up on a gentle slope. So it is still rising and cooling, but it's not quite as vertical, and you'll notice the clouds that form are different. So since this is kind of a wider area, the cloud I really want you to look at most is nimbostratus. We tend to get wide clouds, so stratus and nimbostratus clouds tend to form in this area. The other thing I want you to notice is in both fronts the air is being forced to rise. We talked earlier how rising air causes low air pressure. So a front is also an area of low air pressure since the air is rising upwards.